What's up, guys? I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to talk about something that might be a little controversial. Sometimes walking away is the best thing that you can do. We're always told by society to stick it out, to be persistent, to stay a little longer, to wait a little longer, because the moment is not yet to come, because we just have to wait for our time. Well, sometimes that's the very thing that we want to hear, but there are times that the exact thing that's holding us back, making us unhappy and miserable. Um, I know that it could be really difficult to tell when to walk away and when to stay, but there are situations that walking away is the best, if not the only solution that we have. There are times that no matter what we do, no matter how hard we try, how deeply we care, we simply cannot change the outcomes. When that happens, we have to be mindful and courageous enough to walk away and start everything all over again to move forward. It could be really painful to admit that we might have been wrong and things didn't work out as we expected. But believe me, guys, that pain is nothing in comparison to the pain of staying somewhere you should have left. I have my fair shares of painful experiences just because I refused to walk away. There was a time I got myself into a dead-end job. It paid decent money, but I felt I couldn't grow there. There was no future for me there. Every day was just the same. I just kept on doing the same old things over and over again. I just kept receiving commands and orders that were completely against my core values and my colleagues. They hated each other's guts so much. I knew that I had to walk away, and I decided that I would walk away. But right the moment that I was about to do that, I was hit by a wave of regret. I thought about all the time and effort that I had invested in the job, so I stayed. I told myself to tolerate it a little bit more. I told myself to be more persistent because maybe the future might be better. Maybe something positive is going to happen and change the whole situation. But in the end, reality hit me. Nothing changed. I was the only one who suffered because I didn't do anything differently. One day I looked around, I looked at my coworkers, and I realized something. Maybe some of them had once wanted the same thing I wanted. Maybe some of them had once felt the same way that I did, you know, wanting to go out to find new opportunity to grow and to make progress in their career. But instead, they thought about the same thing that I did too. They thought about all the time and effort that they had already put into the job, so they stayed. And they ended up dreading to go to work every single day. And it dawned on me that that would be me. I would be just like them had I not chosen to walk away. So it took all the courage that I had to finally step out and I finally escaped. That was one of the best decisions that I have ever made. That was the first time in a very long time that I felt like I could grow and I could learn something new again. I know that most of you guys seem to know when to walk away is the option. But there's this saying, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Well, your job might be horrible, your boss might be micromanaging, your partner might be toxic, but at least you're familiar with them. They might be the devil, but at least they're the devils you know. Um, you don't want to make a change because what if you make a change and things and things will happen in a worse way? What if the outcome is not better, but worse? So you have to deal with the whole new devil, the kind of devil you don't know anything about. Sometimes what we're afraid is not the change itself, but what comes after the change. But let me tell you something, guys. You know, some risks are worth taking. When you choose to press the reset button, you're giving yourself, you're giving your life a chance to make a change. If you just stay the same, do things the same, keep the same old patterns, you're not going to get any new results. The crazy part is that people just keep doing the same old thing and hoping for the new result. That's the definition of being crazy. Sometimes the best thing to do is to stay, to keep on going. Some other times, the bravest thing to do is to walk away and move forward. Persistent, that is very powerful, but it's only when you're on the right direction. Imagine you're on a sinking ship, you're about to die. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to leave the ship and swim for the shore? Or are you going to stay with the ship and sink with it? I guess you know the answer already. Walking away is not a sign of being weak or of being a failure. Sometimes it means that you value your growth, your future, your mental health, your inner self more than everything you have invested before. So guys, I hope you have the courage to walk away when it's needed. And until next time, I hope you stay safe, take good care of yourself and of the people you love, and see you.